Hey guys, Chicken in Maine, Deboo.com with a Deboo.com surf forecast update. This forecast update effective around 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Monday, February 20th, 2017. And okay guys, here we go into this real-time phase of this possible surf alert that we've been calling for since last week. Sorry for the delay in the updates. It's taken a little time for this to unfold, and there's been some uncertainty in the models, but exciting times ahead, guys. We are at the 100-day mark away from starting the 2017 Atlantic tropical cyclone season, 85 days away for the official start of the Eastern Pacific season, and we've already been seeing signs of the switch over to spring. We may get a little bout of winter weather coming up as we head into the last week of February, but there's some uncertainty outside of 10 days as always. But going to start you off with the 48-hour NOAA surface forecast out of the Ocean Prediction Center, showing a developing storm next 48 hours just to the south of Newfoundland, southeast of Nova Scotia. Depending on the strength of this, is going to depend on the size of the swell that's coming. Latest swell model forecast showing some 12 to 13 second periods developing widespread, but we've got a wild card now coming in with this new Gulf of Mexico low that we've been advertising on our social feeds. Latest out of the Tropical Atlantic Forecast Branch, National Hurricane Center, showing a area of low pressure weak in the central Gulf of Mexico next 72 hours. And look at the direction that it takes it. Takes it over towards the East Florida coast and near the Bahamas. Over the last 48 hours or so, models have been hinting at a little coastal low developing. We can see that in the swell model forecast, as you can see the arrows coming out of the southeast. Now, this sets up that possible surf alert that we've been talking about, because we're going to have some northeast ground swell coming in, or some northeast periods. Not sure about the size, but then the wind is going to get on it out of the east-southeast. And as this area of low pressure ends up here and moves up to the north, and then natural progression off towards the northeast, we'll get that wind switch to offshore. So fingers crossed, guys. Please remember that nothing in weather is absolute until it happens in real time. Going to show it to you here in the latest satellite imagery. Now, this is the area of low pressure that moved through here off the Outer Banks and has now dropped to the southeast. This is going to settle out here towards Puerto Rico. You can already see it setting up in the imagery. And then there's a secondary low in here that's going to come in off towards the northeast. And here's the main energy now. This is sliding off out into the Atlantic. And then here's the backside of the storm developing in here. So this slides this way, this slides this way, and then we have a consolidation into a storm next 48 hours. Now, again, we're already seeing signs of spring coming, and this is a great setup for that helps produce possible surf alerts. When you have this flow like this, and this front coming through, area of low pressure, moving into the Gulf of Mexico, you can see how it's trying to set up in the imagery, and then right in here. So here's what it looks like coming up on Thursday, I believe it is. Give me a second. Into Friday. We'll double check those dates for you. But low pressure on the West Florida coast, and then the jump over to the East Florida coast. And then here's what it looks like in the latest wind models. This is starting you off on Wednesday, going into Thursday. And you can see how this starts to tighten up in here. Some of the wind models are showing 35-knot winds, guys. So that's what sets up the hope for the possible surf alert, keeping in mind that we have underlying, let me back this up for you, because again, this is Wednesday. We have underlying northerly swell still coming off the backside of this. Now, this is a positive as we work through this model for Puerto Rico for whatever northerly swell is coming, because the winds are going to switch out of the southeast here, giving you some offshore winds, hopefully at swell arrival times. So we'll advance the model to Thursday. And again, you can see the tightening of the gradient as the area of low pressure now moves to the East Florida coast into Friday. up to the north and then northeast in its natural progression towards the North Atlantic. And so here comes a strong fetch aimed at Central and North Florida and up in here towards the south-facing beaches up in here. And then when we get into Saturday, offshore winds. So here comes the possible surf alert, guys. Stay tuned for the forecast. Give it some time to work out. Stay tuned to our social feeds for real-time updates.